Hello everyone, this is just a video, I'm going to be showing some of my, catches, that I did with a dip net, on my recent trip to Naples, Florida. This one, you guys will see by the time this video comes out, but I'm either doing it all in one video or in separate ones. But, some locations that you'll see in this video or in videos whenever I do it are Clam Pass, which is a beach and nature park in Naples, as well as some canals and yeah, just other random beaches. I believe Marco Islands too, and Tiger Tail. That mostly gonna be a voiceover. I don't have as much clips though. It's mostly photos, but I'll be voiceovering some of it, so enjoy. So this first one here was a little, I believe it's a brown anole that my aunt caught when I first arrived. Pretty cool. Then I got to hold this little snake that my uncle and aunt's dog actually found. We thought it was a corn snake at first, but thanks to someone on iNaturalist, we found out that it was actually a baby black racer. Nonetheless, a cool thing. This is my first wild snake I ever got to hold, so that was cool. Before we move on, I forgot to mention that my uncle took me to a big Bass Pro Shops they had. I took several photos and videos, but this is the only one I'm going to be showing. They had all sorts of cool stuff: tarpon, snook, redfish, gar, bowfin, bass, sunfish, catfish, you name it. After the corn snake, we went to the canal at the end of my uncle and aunt's street, and the first thing I caught, which was also, I think, the majority of what I caught, was just a little eastern mosquito fish. But still, first catch of the trip, fish-wise. Next, mind you, these are not all in order, but I found a big apple snail that was just chilling. We actually saw a lot of these. There was some shells that I honestly kind of regret not taking home with me. I actually have one apple snail shell in one of my tanks, but yeah, really cool catch. This next one, I'm still not 100% sure. I think it is a bluefin killifish, but the way it's shaped makes me think it's not. It could be some sort of minnow or shiner, but I don't know. I think it's a killifish of some sort. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. Or I'll leave the name in the description. You can go to my iNaturalist account to say what you think it is. The next one was a sunfish of some sort. I'm pretty sure it's a bluegill, but I know there are, I think, several subspecies or different types or species of bluegill down there, so I think this could be a copper-nosed bluegill, but I think it's just a bluegill of some sort. This next one, which I thought was really cool, and it got me excited, even though it wouldn't for everyone, was a jewel cichlid. This is the first true, non-native invasive fish I caught, and exotic in general, type of cichlid, and I wanted to, not only did I want to catch a lot of the cool natives and stuff in Florida, I also wanted to catch some of the invasives and non-natives, so I was super excited to catch this one. I caught several more during the trip, which you'll see eventually too. Not too long after that, I caught another jewel cichlid, not as big and colorful as the first one, but still another jewel cichlid. Soon after we explored the canal at the end of the street, we went to another, it was just another part of the canal, close to their neighborhood. It was about 5 minutes away, by one of their friend's house, and we saw some things in the water, as well as catching stuff. The first one, I'm pretty sure this is a Mayan cichlid, as you can see. This one, I think, might be another Mayan cichlid. If not, I think it's some sort of tilapia. This next one, which I was really excited to see, was a sailfin catfish, or what they're also known as, and what I like to call them, plecos. Plecos were actually the main reason I actually got into fish keeping, or really wanted to start it. I was really hoping that I could have been able to catch one with a net or snag one with a rod, but unfortunately I couldn't, but I still got to see them. I was really excited nonetheless. This next one I caught was a very, very, very beautiful colored up bluefin killifish. You could see the red on its tail and the yellow. I didn't even think it was a bluefin at first because of how colored up it was, but very beautiful colored killifish. I also caught another one of these things that I think is another bluefin killifish, but could also be some sort of minnow or shiner or something. Yeah. This next one, I believe, is some sort of top minnow. I don't know the exact species. I think I suggested as the ID as a golden top minnow, but there's several species. I don't know if it's been verified yet. But yeah. Then I caught another big apple snail. This is another jewel cichlid, but I think this is caught at the same day I caught the others. And at the same spot. It's definitely not in order, but the point is I caught our jewel cichlid. This next one I caught, I was so happy. I can't even explain how happy I was to catch this. It's a butterfly peacock bass. It's one of my dream fish to catch, and I finally caught one. It still was going after the same bait and lure for like half an hour, because that's just how aggressive cichlids are. But I've been wanting to catch a peacock bass for I think since 2020, and they're just so gorgeous, and I was so happy to catch one. Like I said, I can't even explain how happy I was. Later that night, or evening I should say, we went to a beach. I didn't catch much. I caught 3 fish, which one of them could have been the same fish, but they were little pomfrets or pompano. I've caught these before at Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, but I got a good picture of them. Very cute little fish. But at the beach, I wasn't catching as much as I wanted to, so we headed to this nearby spot called Clam Pass at night, and the fish were active. I caught this nice little molly here. Unfortunately, we couldn't stay at Clam Pass for like more than 5 minutes because the mosquitoes were so bad, but I still was able to catch a lot. And what I mean by a lot is a lot. One of the other ones is a little blue crab, I believe. If not a blue crab, some sort of similar crab. I caught several of those on the trip. Now, I'm not sure what these are. I think these are some sort of mohara or perch or something. We didn't get the best pictures because it was nighttime and the mosquitoes were bad. But if you have any ideas of what some of these are, let me know. I had no idea what this next one was until someone suggested there being a tilapia, which I agree because the next day, or I think the next day, we went back and I saw 2 or 3 big tilapias, so that would explain this being a tilapia. This here is a nice Gulf killifish. I caught several of them on the trip. For some reason, I thought they were mummy chogs at first, but then I realized that mummy chogs were not in this part of Florida. Now, I'm not 100% sure what this one is. I think it's a baby mullet of some sort. It could be another Gulf killifish, but it did not look the same, so I'm pretty sure it's a mullet of some sort. This next one was totally unexpected. It's a nice little tiny hog choker, which is a type of sole or flounder, I believe. I actually kind of wanted to catch one of these, and I was actually pretty happy I caught one. As far as I'm aware of, they don't really get big. I think they only get like 5 to 7 inches. But yeah, very cool catch. This here is a silver side of some sort. I think this is another perch or mahara of some sort. Same with this one. And on the way back to the car, we saw this toad of some sort. Someone on iNaturalist said they think it's a cane toad, but I'm not 100% sure. The next day was our fishing charter day. We went to the Florida backwaters, and this big egret of some sort, or bird in general, landed on our boat. I want to do a more in-depth fishing video of the trip, so I'm not going to discuss that, but I'm only including this here because I caught it from the live well, which is a pinfish. I also caught a silver perch, which is a type of drum or croaker, but I didn't technically catch them because they're from the live well, but I still wanted to include them. Then when we got back home, we saw this poor little, cute little baby mockingbird who fell from the tree, and my aunt and uncle's dog found it, well, one of their 2 dogs, and it couldn't get back in the tree, so we had to take it to a nature or ranger center. And at the center, they had this big pond. You can't really tell that well, but there's a school of mullet. They are 100% mullet, but I just wasn't able to get a good enough picture. There's also some Mayans in there, and apparently snook. But yeah. Later that day, we headed back to Clam Pass. I didn't catch as much during the daytime, but I did catch this little Gulf killifish. I also caught several of these shrimp. I think they're called ghost shrimp or grass shrimp. I think they're related to the common ghost shrimp you can buy in the aquarium hobby, but I think they're a brackish saltwater version. After this, I think either I caught or my aunt or uncle caught this little crab. I still don't know the exact same species, but after doing research, I think it's called like a green something crab. I don't know. I'll put the name up, what I think it is. Then my aunt caught one of these little fiddler crabs. She was trying to hunt them down for a decent amount of time while we were there. I put my finger just at the tip of its claw and barely got pinched, and no joke, it hurt still. So I would not recommend getting pinched by these guys, even on purpose or accident. My aunt also saw some green iguanas nearby. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them. We didn't get a picture of this next one, which was a green heron that was next to them, but I did not expect to see green iguanas. And they said they've never seen green iguanas in Naples, or at least don't really see it. So, when I was there, we saw several. So my guess is that they're making their way up from Miami and stuff. But I want to hear your opinions on that. The next day, we went to a little ranger station thing near Marco Island or Rickery Bay, which is actually where I caught a bull shark, which you'll see in an upcoming video and on one of my videos I have posted. But we got to learn more about the bay and the environment. There's a cool touch tank where I learned that horseshoe crabs were apparently illegal to hold or touch, which I kind of ignored that later on. I also got to hold and touch sea stars, hermit crabs, this type of spider crab. They also had all sorts of cool stuff. They had big Gulf killifish, frogfish, this big scorpion fish. They had spadefish, sea catfish. I can't even name all the stuff. There's a bunch of cool things. A really cool place. They have a theater. Very nice people. I 100% recommend them. Later that day, we went to Marco Bay. Hey, that rhymes. And we were going to do some fishing and dip netting and exploring. And when we were getting some shrimp and stuff for bait, we got to feed some big tarpon off the docks. It was really cool. After we fed the tarpon, we went to a beach next to a bridge and stuff. We wanted to fish, which we did. I didn't catch anything. My aunt and maybe my uncle did. But I mostly dipped net. I caught this big stone crab. I actually caught several stone crab, which I'll get to in a moment. This is the other stone crab, I'm pretty sure. I didn't think this was a stone crab at first because it has no big claws, and I thought it had tiny claws, which ended up being some of its legs. But during the stone crab season, you can only harvest one arm, so it could still defend itself. So either this guy by mistake lost both of its claws, or someone illegally took the other claw. This next segment, I'm going to be also discussing stuff that I wasn't able to get photos of. But before I get to that, this here is a long nose or long jaw. I think it's long nose killifish. There's a bunch of tiny ones I saw at the beach. And now the stuff that I also caught and saw that I didn't get pictures of were these little prawns or shrimps of some sort. I think they could have been baby tiger prawns, which I believe are invasive. I wasn't able to get a picture of those. My aunt caught a few snappers. I think she just caught mangroves, but there's a chance that she could have also caught a grunt of some sort. And then we also saw some needlefish and another iguana and stuff. I believe I also saw like I saw some littler crabs and some other stuff. But yeah. After that, we went to this place called Tiger Tail that I said in the start, and this is where that thing about the horseshoe crabs I kind of ignored comes into play. I saw there's probably hundreds of them. I saw a bunch. There's even some that were the size of my thumb. There's also some the size of my pinky, size of my palm. No big ones I saw, unfortunately, but there's tons of them. And I couldn't resist catching them. I let them go, but I was holding them and taking photos, but I let them go eventually. And while we were there, we also caught a sheep's head minnow, or several actually, as well as what I'm pretty sure is another Gulf killifish. Well, several of those too. Also, we saw, I don't think we got any photos or videos, but there was a part of the beach on the other side. And mind you, that the water only went up to my shoulders, so the water was only like 4 or 5 something feet. And when we crossed it, there was like hundreds of thousands of crabs. It was unbelievable. We also saw like mullet or jacks or something that were feeding at the top of the water. And apparently during the winter time, there's stingrays there too. This next stuff I'm showing you are just from the course of all the days. These are just little house geckos and rabbits and lizards and all sorts of non-fish and crustacean stuff that I came across. So this is, like I said, not in any particular order. But yeah, there's tons of these little guys all over. I also forgot to mention, you can't really tell until I zoom in, but we saw and heard a big pileated woodpecker right in their yard. They had this big tree, and there's a giant woodpecker. I think that's the first time I saw a big one, or wild one, I should say, so that was pretty cool. The next day, after Tiger Tail, we went gar fishing at a secret spot with my uncle and aunt's neighbor, Bradley. He caught this nice gar, which is the one I'm holding in this picture. All the gar I caught came off right when I landed them, so I wasn't able to get a picture. But he caught this nice one that I got to hold. After that, we got to tour Viktor's house. He goes by Fish Story on YouTube. I'll leave his channel link in the description. You could see the full tour on my channel. But when we were driving back, it was like a monsoon outside, and we saw like hundreds of these little ibises. And also, what's funny is that I mentioned to him if he ever sees walking catfish and stuff in his backyard, and he said yes, and turns out like 5-10 minutes after we left, he actually caught one. Yeah, if you go to his channel, you'll actually see that video. But yeah. And on the last day of the trip, which is more of a half day, I pretty much spent it all at the canal. We ended off the day good. I caught 2 spotted tilapia, a breeding pair. The first one, I don't know if it's a male or a female, but it's really colored up. And I caught the second one, which in the pictures it looks more like a big blue tilapia, but it's a spotted. I then caught this nice Mayan cichlid. Also, I forgot to mention in the last clip with the spotted tilapia, the big one was actually peeing, which was it's gross, but also kind of funny. So yeah, that just about concludes this video. As you guys can tell, I love to talk. There's lots of things to fit in. Also, as mentioned, I'm going to be working on another video of the charter fishing trip with the backwaters and stuff. A few other things I wanted to mention. I caught a blue tilapia with the cast net that near the end of the video that I forgot to mention. That slipped out last minute, and then I also apparently caught another blue tilapia that or maybe it was already there. really know how to explain it. I didn't even realize I caught it. Hopefully I didn't forget anything hopefully I didn't forget to include anything besides the charter fishing stuff. I'll leave Viktor's channel in the description, like I mentioned, as well as my iNaturalist profile if you guys want to confirm or suggest your own IDs for some of the things I saw. But hope you enjoyed the video. I always appreciate if you guys like and subscribe. And see you guys in the next video.